Welcome back to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
So today we are strapping in for a pretty intense one. We're charting the highly focused energy of December 2nd, 2025.
It's a genuinely powerful combination of energies.
Uh,
And what's great is that we've been handed this precise astrological roadmap,
right.
but it's also paired with a fascinating narrative, the StoryScope, that really shows us how these abstract forces play out.
It's like a laboratory for the cosmos.
Exactly. For real-time negotiations and, personal interactions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So our mission here is to really uncover the mechanism behind this specific celestial alignment. According to our sources, it compels, well, radical honesty.
And intimacy.
Intimacy and a true, unvarnished appraisal of our relationships, our opportunities. And the engine driving all of this is Venus sextile Pluto.
And let's maybe unpack that technically for a second.
Please.
Because I think understanding the planets involved really helps us grasp the intensity here. You have Venus, which governs value, desire, money, our relationship.
Good stuff.
All the good stuff, entering a supportive, harmonizing sextile aspect with Pluto. And Pluto is the planet of destruction, regeneration, and uncompromising transformation.
Wow. So that's a powerful cocktail. When you put the planet of what we want right next to the planet of, well, deep overhaul, you're not going to get pleasant chit-chat out of that.
No, you really aren't. This transit is known for stripping away anything superficial. It makes everything from our closest bonds to, major financial dealings simultaneously charming, magnetic, and crucially, surgically honest.
Surgically honest. I like that. But I did notice the sources also use the phrase ruthlessly honest.
They do.
And I wonder about that. I mean, doesn't that level of uncompromising honesty often just cause conflict or massive breakups? How does this lead to resolution instead of just a breakdown?
That is such a good question. And that's where the sextile aspect comes in. It's a harmonious flow of energy, which means the transformation is supported. It's not forced violently. Pluto's magnetic quality, it pulls the truth to the surface. But the transit provides the charm and the insight from Venus to handle it constructively.
So it's not just blowing things up for the sake of it.
Exactly. The core purpose here is not destruction, it's forced clarity. It compels us to appraise the true value of a relationship or financial opportunity by confronting what's really underneath.
So you're overcoming that resistance, the fear, the ego, and you're seeing the gold hidden beneath the surface. And that shift is immediate, right? The sources talk about the attraction radar sharpening.
Yes, that's the Venus-Pluto magnetism in action. It's so visceral. It explicitly states that someone who might not have caught our attention last week suddenly looks surprisingly interesting this week.
It's an immediate gut-level shift.
Right. Superficial charm just fades, and what you see instead is this deep, often challenging potential.
Yeah.
You stop seeing the facade and you start seeing the core of the person or the core of the opportunity.
And that completely rewires our communication style, doesn't it? I mean, we're looking at an energy field that encourages greater honesty and intimacy. Conversations they don't stay on script. They start going deeper than planned. And they can bypass weeks or even months of typical conversational barriers.
And that depth is inherently constructive. That's the key for anyone trying to navigate this. This is described as perfect energy for, quote, repairing misunderstandings or strengthening bonds through real talk.
Okay, so if there's some underlying tension, a misunderstanding, something hidden, this window just forces it out into the open.
It forces it out, but it also gives you the tools for genuine resolution. You build a stronger foundation because of it.
So if that's the mechanics of the engine, let's talk about the daily driving conditions. What does this magnetic honesty feel like on the ground, and what are the trip hazards?
Well, the overall vibe is defined by an undercurrent of deep attraction and the potential for relationships to touch something true and undefended. The central mandate is just stripping away pretense. Getting real. And the transformation, as the sources note, it's often internal first. It's as simple as allowing ourselves to want what we want and to say so out loud.
And that's the hurdle, isn't it? That shift from an internal desire to actually saying it out loud. But you have to manage the intensity that comes with that. I noticed a very specific warning for the morning of December 2nd.
Yes. The early part of the day carries a potential spike. It says, intense emotions may spike around money or pride.
Ooh, Money or pride?
It's Pluto intensifying that value check,
Mm-hmm.
and our ego, our pride, or our comfort zone money reacting defensively. It's a volatile mix if you're not mindful.
Oh, we've all been there. You get that one text message about a shared bill or a comment you take the wrong way, and you just fire back a stinging reply.
And regret it 2 minutes later.
Exactly. Thankfully, the source material gives us the antidote.
It does, and the mechanism for avoiding that overreaction is so simple, but so necessary. Just pause and breathe.
Just take a second.
Yeah. That is the crucial practical takeaway. Delaying your reaction by even 60 seconds can be the difference between using this energy constructively or just creating a whole lot of unnecessary chaos.
And I appreciate that the advice always balances that intensity with a call for, well, humanity. The sources keep reinforcing the power of fairness, urging the listener to give people the benefit of the doubt that you'd want in their place.
Right. So even though the truth is ruthless, the delivery can still be compassionate.
Exactly. And if we can navigate that morning intensity spike, what happens then?
If we pause, if we practice fairness, the sources suggest that clarity just emerges naturally as the day goes on. We'll find that cooperative conversations will be key to keeping doors open.
And there's that feeling of knowing.
Yes, that feeling of knowing something we couldn't articulate yesterday. It's an intuitive breakthrough. The magnetic appraisal of value finally settles into a clear, actionable understanding.
Okay, now here's where the scale of this deep dive really widens. Because this focused magnetic honesty, it isn't operating in a vacuum. It's part of a much larger, slower process.
We have to zoom out.
Let's talk about the broader celestial gateway that's operating alongside this.
Right, so we need to introduce the Sun conjunct Antares energy. This is influencing the entire period from that Tuesday through Thursday, while Venus sextile Pluto gives us that quick, surgical cut toward truth.
The scalpel.
The scalpel, yes. The Sun conjunct Antares provides the deep, expansive context. It's described as a major celestial gateway.
So for those who might be less familiar with fixed stars, what is Antares? I mean, we hear celestial gateway, but what is it about this star that's so important?
Antares is one of the 4 royal stars of ancient Persia. It's exceptionally powerful, sometimes called the rival of Mars, and it's often referred to symbolically as the heart of the scorpion.
The heart of the scorpion.
Astrologically, it's associated with strategic power, intense desire, penetrating insight. So when the sun, which is our consciousness, our purpose, conjuncts this massive star, it opens this powerful multi-day portal, a gateway for deep reflection and potentially a surge of power and abundance.
That immediately clarifies the difference in pace. Venus sextile Pluto is that immediate fast shift. But Sun conjunct Antares is the enduring framework. It's for profound personal growth, for strategic insight.
Precisely. The combined energy dictates that we have to handle the quick magnetic truth of Venus-Pluto within this long-term, compassionate, strategic context that Antares provides. The broad effect is that this energy can unlock our hearts, leading to a surge of abundance and creativity.
So the honesty isn't just about sharp appraisal. It's rooted in a larger call for forgiveness, for wisdom.
Yes, the Antares energy prompts specific internal action. It asks us to pause and contemplate the entire journey of our lives, our regrets, triumphs, the memories we hold. It's a big retrospective moment.
So this is critical then. Antares is asking us to integrate our past so it serves us now instead of holding us back.
And that raises some really important, actionable questions from the source material for you, the listener. Is there someone we should consider forgiving? And do we have a call to make?
Whether that's to apologize or reconcile or just express gratitude.
Right. The entire aim of this larger gateway is to create a sense of peace with everything that has transpired. It's reconciliation energy, both inside and out. We're using Pluto's pressure to force the truth and Antares' wisdom to make peace with it.
That duality is what makes this whole window so potent. The fast magnetic truth with the slow, deep, compassionate reflection.
It's what gets us ready to move forward because we've stopped running from our own internal truths.
Okay, let's see this high-powered theory in action. We're moving from the celestial chart to the negotiation chamber on the orbital station Lysandra 4. The StoryScope with Cassia Davorin and Eric Selene.
The setting here is so pressurized. Cassia and Eric are meeting to decide the fate of their joint venture into the volatile Caridian markets. The stakes are huge, and the partnership is already showing strain.
And the story immediately illustrates that Venus-Pluto perception shift. Cassia walks in, and she notes the atmosphere shifted like a gravitational ripple. She looks at Eric's eyes. The week before, they were just merely pleasant.
And now?
Now they're instantly magnetic, almost annoyingly so. That is the attraction radar sharpening right there on the page. She can't ignore him anymore.
And that magnetism just forces the conversation to bypass weeks of typical business posturing. Eric, who usually relies on charm and peripheral maneuvers, becomes, well, ruthlessly honest.
He pushes for real clarity.
He does. He demands to know why she sees the partnership as unstable, and he bypasses the numbers completely.
And what's crucial is Cassia's insight. She says the instability wasn't technical or financial. It was in us. We were out of step, communicating badly.
Which is the exact mandate of Venus sextile Pluto. They are appraising the relationship, not just the spreadsheet.
And he validates it instantly. That's the moment of true appraisal happening. Eric admits he was operating under a fundamental misjudgment about her. He confesses he thought she was, what, brilliant, yes, but aloof, untouchable?
He admits he was holding back because he perceived her as emotionally unavailable. A total misread.
And the whole pivot in the story comes from his key personal admission. He stops talking about trade routes, and he reveals his internal truth. He says, "The truth is that I've started looking forward to our meetings for reasons that have nothing to do with trade routes or profit margins."
He just states what he wants, out loud. He admits the shift in value, that the personal connection now outweighs the cold business projection.
And this honesty is the catalyst. Cassie's response, it shows the transformative effect. His unvarnished truth feels like a key clicking into place. The whole precarious business arrangement suddenly feels full of new potential.
Because the fundamental truth of their dynamic has finally been exposed and stabilized.
And so they bypass the figures entirely to set a new foundation. They agree to rebuild professionally, personally, or both, starting from here, from truth.
The honesty wasn't the obstacle. It was the mechanism for stability and for moving forward.
Which leads to the ultimate valuation. The story concludes that the financial venture itself, it remained uncertain.
Right. The numbers didn't change.
But the connection between them, sharpened, honest, unmistakably alive, that was worth more than any projection the holopad could generate. That's the profound outcome of this appraisal mandate.
It really is.
So bringing all these threads together, Sun conjunct Antares giving us that framework of strategic compassion, Venus sextile Pluto giving us the magnetic honesty. What is the central mandate for you, the listener, during this time?
Well, the energy of early December 2025 is really an urgent call to value what truly matters and to stop appraising opportunities or relationships based on old, fearful metrics.
It's about getting real with yourself.
We're being given the courage to be brutally honest about what we want and what we're willing to risk for it, realizing that the transformation just requires stating that truth out loud. The work isn't about some massive external upheaval. It's about the simple, profound act of saying your truth.
And if we look back at that dramatic breakthrough Eric had, the entire trajectory of their partnership shifted because he admitted a personal misjudgment about Cassia. He misread her value because of his own assumption.
Which I think raises a final really important question for you, the listener, to take away. If the deepest connection in that StoryScope came from admitting a personal misjudgment, what relationship are you currently appraising based solely on superficial or professional metrics? And what truth are you holding back? What desire are you refusing to articulate that could fundamentally shift everything?
Something deep to ponder as you navigate the sharp magnetic currents ahead. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.